It's such a conspiracy theory.
Something is when you achieve it.
We have to more count.
Playing on iPhone?
Guys, hold on.
Now you can play Unlocked with Google Play
download-
Games on PC.
We have ads.
Unlock rewards.
Series
Alright, this video is the craziest philosophical theories by Joe Bartolozzi.
Joe Bart himself.
He's a little underground creator. You guys should subscribe to him. I'll give him a little sub. He needs it.
You weren't already subscribed.
explained in 14 minutes.
He's like
Boltzmann
underground.
brain.
Oh,
Boltzmann brain is a thought experiment that suggests that given enough time, a self-aware brain could randomly form in the universe due to quantum fluctuations. This hypothetical brain would have memories and perceptions of really living in a structured reality, even though it is just a temporary, random occurrence in a chaotic universe. This theory asks if it's more likely for the universe to exist, with all its complexity, or for a single brain with false memories to appear randomly. If the latter is more probable,
get it.
it implies
isn't that how we came to be about? Because, like, we grew a constant and stuff. Like other animals can.
I can't add nothing. That shit. I don't get that one. Excuse me.
that everything you experience might just be a brief hallucination by a Boltzmann brain. Solipsism.
Say something, Joe Bart.
So they're saying that I'm a brain floating in a universe, just temporarily perceiving my life, and I don't actually exist.
Solipsism.
Yeah.
Solipsism is
yeah,
the
me and
idea
him are
that only your
Solipsism.
own mind can be known for sure to exist. According to this theory, the outside world, other people, objects, and events cannot be definitely proven to exist beyond your own perception.
These
Wait,
ones,
doesn't that
like,
just mean that
I've thought about that one, bro.
like you're the only real person? You think
I
I'm
don't.
fake?
Nah, like.
Yeah, nah.
I feel like I think it's talking about like how you perceive things, like other people, like you don't really know if other people see it like you. Is that
Yeah,
is
well,
that what
yeah,
that-
that's just different morals, I guess. But I think it's saying that, like, because you can't look into other people's, like, perspective, you don't know that if they're, like, real or just, like, robots or just, you know how, like, we say birds and animals and the fish will be, like, robots and shit?
All right, to you, Joe Bart.
these theories are always cool to think about, but they don't actually hold, like, any reasonable
Yeah.
grounding. It's just more so, like, you physically can't prove to me that you're conscious because you're not me. And this is what I was going
you
into
can
the other
only
day,
think
where I was
about
like, no
yourself
matter
smart,
what
bro.
thing, no matter how close somebody is to you, they will never actually understand who you are. They'll never get you. They'll get you as well as they can, but unless somebody can physically step in your shoes and be the person that you are, they will not be able to understand the person that you are, if that makes sense. So, like, if I sit there and ask you or somebody that I'm close to, like, hey, prove to me that you're conscious, even your wife? No, your wife, not gonna fucking your wife, your mom, your dad, no matter how close, your own mom will never understand how it is to be you fully. They may have been, if you lived, or your twin, you could have a twin. And I would say that's the closest example of somebody that's understood you. Twins can get each other more than anybody else because they're genetically identical and they've lived basically the same life. But even then,
Well, have you heard that, like, people have, like, quadruplets? Like, 4.
What is it?
Huh?
What does that have to do with anything?
Bro, because he's talking about fucking shit. I don't know. I just popped up in my brain. Having 4 kids at one time? What the fuck does that even work?
For you, am I right?
What?
Bro, like, nah, that's crazy.
Like, what kind of fucking
That's
belly
like-
are you gonna have? To have 4 babies. I don't think they'll be all nourished and shit. Will they be small?
Probably. You think they're in longer? You're welcome.
I mean,
That's just a thought.
Probably. I mean, because they have to.
Imagine how bad you would feel
as
how
a
weak
twin
you
cannot
how
understand
heavy
your other twin
four other
in its
babies.
entirety.
And then when they all
Conjoined
get
twins.
out-
More so, yeah,
Well,
because they live in the same body. But even then, they have different brains. They have different brains, different conscious experience. how they contemplate the other one can't experience. They're not telepathically communicating. They're not experiencing everyone's thought through and through.
This is because all experiences are subjective, meaning they are understood through your individual mind. So while you may see and interact with the world, solipsism questions if the world actually exists on its own, or if it's all just created by your mind. You have no way to know.
That's
The
just,
teletransportation paradox.
Schizophrenia.
What?
That's what that is.
Schizophrenia is you thinking other people are around you.
That's what he just showed.
It's saying that you can't prove that other things are real.
Yeah, kind of like schizophrenia. You can't really prove there's nothing to you. To other people, yeah, they're gonna be like, yo, who
The
the fuck is this dude talking
teletransportation
to?
paradox is a thought experiment that explores the implications of teleportation and
Oh my God! If you break up my is this the one where it's like if you break up my atoms and teleport me to a different time and space? Is that still me, or am I dead and this machine just created an entirely identical version of me that has the exact same memories as me, but I cease to exist?
identity. Imagine a teleportation device that scans a person's entire body and mind, mapping every atom and neural connection. The device then transmits this information to another location, where a new identical body is constructed, perfectly replicating the original person, including their memories and personality. The paradox arises when considering what happens during this process. Is the person who arrives at the destination the same individual who entered the teleportation machine?
No.
I agree.
No, I think I disagree.
Bruh.
Because it would copy every memory, every situation.
But you're not the same. But you're not the same.
It's the same identical body. You would just
Body, yeah,
transfer
but you're not
into
the
it.
same person. Like, you're not the person you were like before you got into that machine.
Yes, you were, because you would
Oh my
think.
God, no, you're not.
Oh my God.
You would think you are, but like in reality, not.
Oh my God, but you would look the same. You would think the same.
Yeah,
You would do everything
but
the
you wouldn't
same.
be the same,
And you would think,
bro.
you would just,
Come on.
if they didn't tell you you would make another body, you would just believe that you were teleported. And they would probably just kill the other one.
So you're not the same, dummy. You're a whole different body.
You wouldn't be able.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell.
No,
That's
because
the
you
point.
didn't travel and they broke apart your atoms and rearranged them. They didn't. Matter could not be created or destroyed, rather transformed, but they transformed you into something else. It's literally the same. No, let me put it this way. If I have a clone of you, say I spawn a clone of you right now, and it stands next to you, and that clone has every experience that you've ever had, looks like you, acts like you, is you. You both talk and act exactly the same. Is that person you? No. The only you that you are is the you that is currently perceiving. And so while there would be another you that is perceiving that theoretically would be you because you went from one place to another, the machine rearranged that person and dearranged you. So then the person that's reformed wouldn't actually be you. It would be an identical copy of you that believes that it is you. You would die if you stepped into a teleportation machine. The you on the other side would be a new you that is basically brainwashed into thinking that it is you because it rearranged every form of you to a T. It would be a new person. It would be a new person. From an outsider perspective, you would be fine, right? Like if for you, I don't know you. Say your name's John. You step into the teleportation machine. I'm your friend.
my John.
You're John. I've known you my whole life. You go, boom, teleport to me.
Right.
You're going to talk to me, and I'm going to go, yeah, that's John. But the John that I knew is dead. The John that I knew is no longer...
But it would be the same person. It would be the same conscious. It would be everything the same. It just wouldn't be the same body. But it would be the same body because it would look identical and be the
But it's not the same body. It's a different body. You were broken apart and rebuilt. You're not the same.
You'd be transferred into the exact same body.
It's not the exact same. It's a recreation.
But identical. So you'd be identical. You would believe.
Identical doesn't mean the exact same, dummy.
Yes, it does.
No, it
Oh
doesn't.
my god,
you're
I'm fucking
perceiving
wrong. I'm freaking
and
wrong.
it doesn't exist anymore. The second
bro.
he got disassembled in that
It's
machine,
philosophy.
he has
just,
died. And
it's
there's
your
a
belief.
new person that is
I won't judge your
cloning him,
beliefs.
like Rick and Morty.
Literally
Like if you went to an alternate universe, like a
Talking-
person that is
about Rick and
cloning
Morty.
him, like Rick and Morty. Like if you went to
Go back
as
more.
it doesn't exist anymore. The second he got disassembled in that machine, he has died. And there is a new person that is cloning him, like Rick and Morty. Like if you went to an alternate universe, like in Rick and Morty, spoiler, Rick and Morty kill their entire fucking family. Their family dies. They ruin the universe, and every single person on that earth dies. They then go, how do we fix this? We can't. So they teleport to another universe where they have both just died, and it's identical in every other way other than the fact that Rick and Morty in that universe are dead. They bury their bodies and replace them, and they live with their family. To them, those people are all the same, but they know that their actual family and everyone they knew is dead. So it'd be the same way. Even though you're teleporting, the you that got crumpled up died.
If the original person is disassembled at the point of departure,
It's like when Rick dies and then he goes into his clone.
It's a whole different body.
Same person
It's the same person, but it's a different body.
with the same memories, same personality.
is that person effectively killed? If so, then the new
Killed.
person created at the destination, while identical in every way, is technically a different individual.
It would be
the
a different
same-
individual, but they wouldn't know it. They would have no
Exactly.
way of
Oh
knowing
my
it. Because
fucking-
even if you
Yeah, but
talk
they're
to
still
them
the-
and you were like,
they're
do you
still
remember
different,
that?
Not the
It
same.
wouldn't know.
What?
It wouldn't know. How would it?
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't know because it'd be like, oh, I was just
yeah, they
teleported.
teleported me. If they didn't, so you would be fucking killed. You wouldn't know.
Kind of like invincible.
They're going to say yeah,
Those who know.
because at the moment of
The what is it? Baller to him?
this guy
You want-
disappearing, they still have that memory, but it's
They
just
don't-
implanted
they don't
into
know
them.
that
The
they
egg
exist.
theory.
I mean,
Oh
they're-
God, this
you
one
know
fucked
that
me
thing.
up when I
I
watched
I
this
never
the first
understood
time.
The
that.
egg
I
theory
watched
is
it
a
already.
thought
I never
experiment
understood
that
the egg
suggests
theory.
that every person who has ever lived or ever will live
Oh.
is actually the same being, experiencing life in different forms and at different times. The theory proposes that when a person dies, they are reincarnated as another person without any memory of their previous lives. This process continues until that being has lived every human life in existence. According to the theory, the universe exists as an egg, a place for this single being to grow and mature through the experience of living many lives. Once all lives have been lived, the individual reaches a higher state of
Basically,
consciousness
someday I'm
and
gonna be
becomes like a
reborn in
god,
peace.
completing their spiritual.
Oh shit! Wake up. Nah, that's
Evolution.
crazy.
I like the idea of this, but I more so think that the universe is an everlasting God that, like, if I imagine what God is, I just relate God to the universe. Like, just not necessarily conscious, but an unconscious group of matter. The universe is God, God is the universe. Not really thinking, it just exists. I think we exist as a means for the universe to understand finite time and individuality.
I don't care.
I don't know if that makes
I don't-
sense. It's really hard to
Yeah.
put this into
I don't
words.
really
The
know.
universe can't experience time because if you're something that has always existed and will always exist, time doesn't matter for you because you'll always be here. But you can understand time in a different way if you're able to live and die, because then time matters. Does that make sense?
I don't
So
know
you're
that.
trying to say we'll all be a Joe Biden at some point. Well, in the egg
It's
theory.
like it's like if you get the ability to be immortal, you would go insane. You wouldn't be able to die. Just time would go on. You would be able to live for eternity, which is
Sucks.
horrible.
Oh fuck! Imagine.
And then time wouldn't matter anymore because you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
There's no end.
In the egg theory, you'll be me and I am you. We're all in the egg theory. Everyone watching
egg
this
theory.
stream is me and
I
I'm
know.
you. We're all just living different lives at different times without the memory of who we actually
Lame.
are. So we're all just talking
I'm
to
my
each
own
other.
person,
Well, we are
bro.
all talking
No
to each
one
other,
will
but
ever
we're
be
just
like
one
me.
person talking to themselves. I'm just
I think a lot of people are
entertaining myself. I'm not entertaining you guys. I'm
But they're not the
entertaining
real-
5,000
they're not the
of
real
me.
deal.
Just as the universe, in this theory, is designed for growth and evolution, so too is every business. In my opinion, you can't really manage to do
Isn't
so
it that?
efficiently without today's sponsor, Odoo. Oh,
You're about to
the thought
He's
the
gonna
omnipotence
skip it, dumbass.
paradox. The omnipotence paradox is a thought experiment that
Holy
challenges the concept of omnipotence or unlimited power. It
So I would be having sex with myself. Yes.
Oh my
You'd be birthing yourself, having sex with yourself, you'd be killing every other being that is you. It's basically to show a level of
Killing
equal
everybody.
morality. The egg theory is really useful in trying to teach people to be good people because every bad thing you do, you'll do to yourself. And a lot of other religions actually believe
That's
that
true.
in terms of reincarnation, but not in the
Like
sense
with
that
karma
every
and shit?
living human is the same soul. Just that there are souls
think
that can be
karma comes
reincarnated and
25
reborn. But yes,
That's
like
like-
the main
what's that
example
one
is like
religion that thinks that?
if the
I
egg
don't know.
theory were true, you would be Hitler, but you would also be every single person that Hitler killed. So it equals it out. Every good thing you've done to
We were
yourself.
Hitler
Every
before?
bad thing you've done to yourself.
According
So
to
if
the
you
egg
are a
theory.
bad person, you're effectively
maybe
just
if he
inflicting
hasn't
pain
been your
upon
turn yet.
yourself, which nobody would want to do.
asks
So
whether an
the thing-
all-powerful being
did
like
animal
God
One day I was the bomber on 9/11.
That's what it's saying. It's saying like eventually you're gonna be everybody, like everybody, like him, Joe Bart, or
He
eventually
pointed to the wall.
we're gonna be the people who made this table, the person who made this computer. I mean laptop. I mean
You
PC.
mean the
$50,000 PC. Yes.
yeah with these frames?
It actually looks kind of better now.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened, bro. We
16.
were
I think it was
we're up to
overheating.
16, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think that's because
And also the factories that create these tables and computers and like
everything, bro.
factories, not people.
People. Yeah. The AI. We're gonna become AI.
could create a
Oh,
stone
do we
so
just
heavy
have
that
AI?
even they cannot lift it. The dilemma arises because both possible
is
answers
this?
seem to limit.
Nobody would want to do.
Asks whether an all-powerful being like God could create a stone so heavy that even they cannot lift it. The dilemma arises because both possible answers seem to limit the being's power.
Well, yeah, God is all powerful and all knowing, and that's just in main religion gods. Like just in monotheistic religion, God is all powerful, but God can't create something that he can't move.
If the being can create the
But he can create anything, so how the fuck does that work?
stone, they cannot lift it, which means there's something they cannot do. This implies a limit to their power, contradicting the idea of being all-powerful. On the other hand, if they
That's dumb, not gonna lie. No, it makes perfect sense. If God's all powerful, how can he create something that he can't that is too much for him to move?
cannot create such a stone,
Because if he's
but
physically
if he
all powerful,
can't
that means he's
create
able to
it,
make
then
anything.
that's
But he can't. Because he can't make something that he can't move, because he can move anything, because he can do anything.
this also indicates a limitation, as they are
Bro,
unable
this is like if you punch yourself and it hurt, are you strong or weak? Type thing.
That's smart. How'd you think of that, bro?
to do something
I
that
think
should
you're
be within
strong.
the scope of omnipotence. But God might
But you would.
Nah, yeah, you're strong. If it hurts, you're strong.
But if it hurts, you're weak because it hurt.
Or you're just really strong.
Okay.
Nah, bro, strong. You're strong. Too.
Okay, let me hit you and tell me if it hurt.
Well, then you would be strong, dumbass.
might be over logic itself. Or one might say that by omnipotent, we mean a being that can do anything that is logically possible. Being all-powerful doesn't mean doing logically impossible things like creating a square circle. It means having power over everything that exists. Logical impossibilities, like a square circle, aren't real things that can exist, so it remains just a cool debunked thought experiment.
But isn't the idea of that weird square, isn't that just supposed to be another dimension, which has been like mathematically proved? They just use that as a means to try and show it because it can't be physically perceivable for a three-dimensional figure like us. Like it's really like other dimensions are mathematically a tesseract or whatever. Mathematical math tries to prove other universes, other dimensions, but it's not something that you're able to physically.
In calc.
Actually, not what I'm doing. I'm just.
Yeah, we're in calc.
We?
We.
You're in honestly calc for no reason.
No reason.
I passed AP Calc with a 4 on the exam.
You got a 2 and A plus.
I hate history. It's not my shot. I don't
They
know.
didn't even do
I
it.
had an A in the class.
They didn't do
I
it.
had an A in AP Calc.
perceive because
You copied every single one of my homework in AP.
I copied your homework.
Term sheet. Cat will know what I'm playing.
The term sheet.
Yes. You know how long that shit was taking? I just Google it.
Oh, don't make me expose you, bro, because then the college board's gonna look into us. But all right.
Yeah.
You're not able to be in that other dimension. You're
That was
stuck
a
in the
joke.
dimension that you've lived in, and you have to
That
live
was
the
all a
life and the
joke.
perception that you've been
Never
given.
have cheated.
Not
The best
That's
example of that
What the
is
fuck
if
is
you were
that?
born two-dimensional and you were a
Study
flat
grade school.
square, you're only able to see front, back, left, and right. You're not able to look up and down. But
I forgot what
if
we
a
were-
three-dimensional figure were to enter your universe,
dimension. What would the first dimension be? The two dimensions are just flat. The first one
3 dimensions is this
is us. Yes. What's the first one?
flat. Might know.
Flat both ways?
No, I think it's just a drawing, and then 2D is like Paper Mario,
Yeah, 2D is flat.
like stick figures.
So what's the first one? Would it be flat both ways?
Yeah, like sticks.
But then would the base be flat too?
You can't eat in the first dimension.
You can't eat.
I saw a video like that, bro. I'm telling you. Chat, put it up.
So what's the?
Editor. Okay, they just showed it.
They showed it.
Yeah. Wait.
This camera there. What would the fourth dimension be? Huh? Who fucking knows?
you would only see them in your two-dimensional
Wouldn't it be like you would see everything?
I think the fourth dimension, like you could fly and shit. Isn't that what it is? Oh my god, this
With
isn't
Google.
Google.
Chrome.
Just explode my brothers, all my brothers. Why isn't it
Oh,
open?
why is it in the corner? Okay.
Explain the fourth.
What that mean?
The fourth dimension can be understood in two primary ways. An extra direction of space. Oh, space as time. Or as time. Like you can travel anywhere in time. Like basically, like you could walk to the future or to the past. That line. Forwards and backwards.
Didn't get
Damn, that's
any-
crazy, bro.
I didn't get any of them.
In the fourth dimension, you could just like, you could walk to the dinosaurs.
I don't think that's what it was talking
I'm pretty sure that's what it
space,
meant.
you wouldn't understand where they go when they leave. You can't understand the idea of looking up and down because you've only understood looking front, right, or front, back, left, and right. So in the same way, something that's a
shit,
higher
I
dimension than us, we
I'm
can't
probably
perceive because we only know
Edit
looking
this
in the
out.
dimensions and seeing in
Genius,
Oh
bro.
my god, we're back. That's what you get for trying to be funny. No, it gotta be on those, huh? Bro.
Alright, thank you.
I think.
26 minutes? Ooh.
And ethical implications of overpopulation, arguing that it contributes to suffering not just for individuals,
What
but for
the hell was
stations of
this?
not worth it. Is that coming into changes,
Wait, turn
one
on-
and
what
hard
the
new
fuck?
and
Did you
ethical
turn on my light?
so in the same looking up and down,
Bro,
looking
did you
front,
turn on-
right,
I feel like that light was off before. Or am I tripping?
What light?
The-
Looks better, man.
or front, back, left, and right. So in the same way, something that's a higher dimension than us, we can't perceive because we only know looking in the
What
dimensions
happened?
and seeing in the way that we can. Everything in a higher
a
dimension
water
can
for
see
me and
everything
my
below
boy.
it, but nothing higher than it.
experiment.
Soda.
Antinatalism.
Oh, my
Antinatalism
soda,
is a
bro.
philosophical position that argues
Your
against
shoulder?
giving birth, suggesting
You fucking idiot.
that it is morally
Fish, run! Your shit's like water resistant. Or soda resistant. Sorry guys,
wrong to
technical
bring new
difficulties.
individuals into existence because
It's a
life
good thing we had it like this, huh? Because that shit would have gone inside.
It's my fault.
Kaido, you're fucking up the stream.
itself inherently involves
We could probably
suffering,
stream
pain,
this shit.
and hardship. So it is better not to create
got
new
that,
lives that will inevitably face these
See you guys in
challenges.
2 days.
One key argument in
Literally the plot of AOT.
antinatalism is that coming
Alright,
into
I think that's
existence exposes individuals to
Okay,
more
and then you put
suffering
it
than
all the way
joy,
over
making
there.
it not worth it. Additionally, some antinatalists point out the environmental and ethical implications of overpopulation, arguing that it
Chill, bro.
contributes to suffering not just for individual ethical self-natalism. Antinatalism is a philosophical position that argues against giving birth, suggesting that it is morally wrong to bring new individuals into existence because life itself inherently involves suffering, pain, and hardship.
fuck?
So it is
So we wouldn't be able to. We just die
I
out.
would just die. Yeah, exactly.
better not to
Bye.
create new lives that will inevitably face these challenges. One key argument in
Literally the plot of AOT.
Cringe.
contributes to suffering not just for individuals, but for society.
Well, I think we're parasites to a degree. Because
I mean, yeah, I think it's
being,
fucked up
if you're at the bottom of a food
especially
chain,
with
you
AI.
are working as a means
Water
of
used
supply
to-
for
and
other
then, like satellites
things.
and stuff.
Bye. Gotta knock
There's
over that
so
lamp.
many satellites.
Oh yeah, there's like a layer of junk
Yeah.
in the
And it's
atmosphere.
just stuck there because the amount of money it takes to just bring it back down. It's been around.
Hey, cuidado. Yeah, bye.
We almost lost a light.
We fucking kill, eat, destroy, and
Bye.
rebuild every fucking thing we touch. Like we are ruining Earth.
dodo
We're
bird.
killing things, and like,
You trip.
Cuidado. Ven con mamá. Bye.
You trip.
Bye.
What was I gonna say when we said something? Oh yeah, we're just air pollution,
The
nuclear
atmosphere.
bombs,
All that shit.
nuclear.
that
Polluting the
like
water,
the
oil.
point of life is to experience as much as you can, whether or not it's good as bad. You only get one chance.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
not
edit all
disagreeing
this.
with that. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, though. I'm
Please
saying that
consider.
we are in a word,
Bro, look
like
how long
in
this
the
video
general
is.
sense of what a parasite
This is-
is.
we're gonna have to do a
We're
part two.
invasive species, and we're invasive parasites. We have built and gone things and we have built things and gone places that we shouldn't have gone, and and now we take over that area, and now we kill everything around it, ruin its natural environment, and live there and stay there. Then where's our habitat? Historically, I mean, it depends. But we have been such a successful species that we have been able to spread everywhere on
Where did
Earth,
humans
basically.
originate?
Where we would naturally be ingrained to live would be like
Really,
Africa.
like
Like,
Adam and Eve.
that's at
He
least
said
where Homo
Africa.
sapiens derived.
And then-
But humans in general have been
Just
capable
kept
of living
evolving.
basically anywhere that's hospitable in terms of temperature and climate. Outside of that, it's just like, I'm more speaking the fact that we've been able to like live in like mountains 10,000 feet in the air
Yeah,
with
bro,
no
that's
natural
crazy.
water, no fucking
We-
food growing capabilities,
we-
and we're
those
just
people-
shipping
like, you
places
seen the
one
video
place
with
to
like the
another.
people,
Like you're able to access shit where you live now
people?
that is
like the people who live in that mountains, like where the air is so thin, like when people
Oh,
go,
yeah.
they need the air shit, and they get like woozy, like damn. Like what? Think of the ancestors who moved up there. What made them think that was a good idea, bro?
I mean, they just became stronger because of it. I don't think. I mean, they probably died. I mean, a lot of them, but some survived probably.
Imagine like the track stars who can come from there.
I mean, yeah, the lung capacity, just the thin air.
Bro, you're pulling the thing.
isn't able to be grown or used where you live because we're able to transport shit. Like we've evolved to basically we've taken over Earth. We have conquered our planet. Not in the sense of water yet because the ocean is entirely undiscovered basically. But like
when are we gonna move
we
into
deserve
the
Earth.
ocean?
Why? Isn't that a little selfish to assume? Why do we deserve
Didn't
Earth?
NASA,
I think we've
like,
won
put
it.
water
I don't
in
think
the
we
top?
deserve it. Because we're the smartest.
When
Yeah,
you
but
move
that's
into the ocean. Like our
Like, I wanna
artificial
build, like,
island,
I want to build like a dome underwater. Wouldn't that be so cool?
one crack and it's all over. Gone. Trust.
not deserving. Deserving, we've just won it. You don't just because we were the smartest doesn't mean we deserve Earth. It just means we got it.
society as a whole and the planet. You are not free. This theory about the
Every other species would have done the same. Yeah, you're fucking 100% right. I'm not saying what we're
Fucking
doing is immoral.
mosquitoes.
I'm not saying I agree with the idea of anti-natalism.
But you're saying that
Every species would have taken over Earth if they could.
if they grew a conscience.
No. Like if they had the ability to like eat, kill, like us, eat, kill, and fucking use everything for their benefit, they would.
I mean, like,
That is just
so-
survival of the fittest, bro. Alright.
What? I don't.
I'm
know.
saying I just think that if you actually look at it, we're
Guys,
like
do we have good
parasites of
takes?
Earth. We have taken over the planet.
You
We
are
have
not
good
free.
takes.
This theory about the absence of free will from human life suggests that individuals have the ability to make choices and take actions based on their desires. However, they do not have the ability to control the will behind any of their actions, thus making them a slave to their own desires. In order to prove this theory, the following thought experiment is proposed. If you're deciding between which ice cream flavor to pick,
I say this all the fucking time. I usually do apple or banana with my chat. If you're picking an ice cream flavor, like I'm going chocolate, and I have the freedom of contemplation after that for my next choice to decide if I want something else. But if we have to go back and repeat this scenario every single time in the exact moment that we're in, you'll never sway your answer. Every single time you would choose the answer that you most desire because it's the one that all of your other choices and perceptions and things you've experienced have led up to this moment to where you're picking vanilla or chocolate.
pick chocolate or vanilla and end up deciding that you genuinely want chocolate. There is
I want
absolutely
vanilla.
nothing you could do in that situation to change that desire, unless an external factor that you also cannot control is involved, such as finding out that vanilla ice cream is cheaper or that it's not as unhealthy.
Well, yeah, because you have the freedom
What
to
the hell?
contemplate the things that you've experienced in life,
Fill it
but
to
since
the
your
bottom.
birth, you had almost no control over a lot of the things that made you who you are. You had no control over your name.
Well, I
You had
can't
no
open
control over where you were born, what school.
How to open it?
So is he saying that like every decision you would have affects the way you would choose? I mean, yeah.
Why do you
control
close
your
it
own
so
morals,
tight?
Your own personality. I mean, yeah. I mean,
School you
Well,
went
no
to,
shit,
what you
everything
ate for
that
a
you've
lot
been
of
through
your life,
lives up
how
to
much
that.
money you make, what
Lives
job
up
you're
to
usually
you
going
choosing
into,
that.
because all of those things change depending on the things that you have access to and you're given from a time where you're not really conscious. And then even when you are, those things impacted your personality to where they've affected you, not in a free will sense, to where you're no longer the person that you thought you were freely. Everything you are has been made and impacted by another person. I've also thought about this too. Whenever I'm like alone, it's so fucking weird that like you really can't do anything without having some sort of impact that has been caused by another man. Human, not man. Even if you're sitting alone in your room, that room was built by another person. The clothes you're wearing was built by
Bill. Nice one, Joe. The clothes you were wearing was built.
I mean, yeah, maybe like in the
Oop.
sweatshop.
Built. Bro, like
Also, what the hell was I talking about? I was gonna,
like everything, all your decisions are affected
yeah.
by something.
like you wouldn't be able to create your own thing if you didn't have anyone to go off of. I mean, if you were like a baby,
Like
you
this,
wouldn't learn how to walk because
like
you
this
wouldn't look at
amazing
anyone
YouTube
else.
channel.
Huh?
Like this amazing YouTube channel without YouTube. What would I be doing right now?
We have work ethic,
And our viewers. Like what would they do without us?
viewers, because it's gonna make a lot of views for her.
Bro,
She's gonna
crazy.
sue us. For using this video. Yeah,
Nah.
don't use that.
Nah, bro, it's like it's
But, like,
for you, it's good use
If you
or
were a
whatever.
baby, you wouldn't like learn how to talk, walk, crawl, do anything. You wouldn't have anything to go off of. Like your personality is kind of created by your parents because they teach you how to become a person.
It really is like how you grew up, bro. Nature of it.
Is that copyrighted music?
You
another
won't be able to
person.
pick it
The
up.
thing you're watching was used by another person, made by another person. You are always involved with someone else. Even if you go into the middle of the woods and you're alone, the clothes on your back, the things you have, all of the only way that you could literally be alone is if you fucking wandered into an area that has never been touched by people in like the Amazon rainforest butt naked and made everything from scratch yourself. And even then, you have the knowledge from other people that have been involved in your life up to your decision of making that. That decision, in which case you're not even conscious in free will when you made the decision to go into the fucking Amazon rainforest and be naked like you're on the Naked Afraid show and try and live alone, because all the things that you lived up to that point to make you make that decision, you had no choice over.
What were you saying?
This shows that the only way for you to do anything is by wanting to do it, which we already determined you cannot control, or by being forced to do it, which you obviously cannot control either, thus proving that free will does not exist. Ship of Theseus.
I thought it was gonna be like
I just go along with that shit though. Like you got like there's a point where you accept that and you're like, damn. Okay, and then just move on.
Ship of Theseus is a philosophical thought experiment that questions the nature of identity and change. It begins with a ship owned by the hero Theseus.
This is like the first fucking... In most colleges or most philosophy classes, like the first thing you're going to talk about is the Ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's just because it's like an easy philosophical topic to get across before you delve into like deep shit.
And over time, as the ship sails, its wooden parts decay and are replaced with new ones. Eventually, every original part is replaced, which leads to the central question. Is the fully restored ship still the ship's
philosophical topic to get across before you delve into like deep shit?
And over time, as the ship sails, its wooden parts decay and are it begins with a ship owned by the hero Theseus.
This is like the first fucking... In most colleges or most philosophy classes, like the first thing you're going to talk about is the Ship of Theseus. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's like an easy philosophical topic to get across before you delve into like deep shit.
And over time, as the ship sails, its wooden parts decay and are replaced with new ones. Eventually, every original part is replaced, which leads to the central question. Is the fully restored ship still the Ship of Theseus?
It's like a soap bar.
The fuck are you talking about?
Like you use the top layer of the soap for your body, and you get more layers of soap. So it's still soap? Yeah.
What the fuck are you exactly? Is it still a soap? It's a different ship. It's all different parts. If every single part is replaced, it's a different ship. Like you created a new ship, basically. What do you think?
So if I
agree for me for one.
I broke down the wall behind us. I rebuilt it. Still not a wall.
It's a new wall. It's not the same wall.
So the layer of soap that was gone isn't the same.
Bro, I don't know why you said soap. What the fuck?
It's the same thing. You're taking off a layer off of the top. It's like...
Well, you're taking out everything off the ship. Everything.
Why doesn't he just buy a new one?
Yes, because it's the name that you associate with it. It's physicality. Physically, it is not the same ship, but by name and association, it is. I'm not...
I feel like it's a new...
It's like fucking soap. I'm telling you.
Oh my god, bro.
The top layer comes off and it's so soap.
The same person physically. Your cells, you're an entirely new person cellular-wise. Every, 7 years? But you're still you, right? You're not the same person you were in the sense of consciousness or general, personality. But you're still you in the sense of your physical body and your name calling. Somebody still knows you as Evan or Ethan or Joe or Sarah or whatever your fucking name is.
To complicate matters, suppose the original...
You just disproved your teleporting point. I didn't disprove my teleporting point. Because in that sense, you're still... See, Trey, and this is where I'm going to fold your fucking hand, buddy. You're still the same person perceiving. You're the same you're the consciousness that is perceiving something. You're still in the standpoint where you are the individual observer, even if you are not the same observer that you were 7 years ago. You're still the individual person consciously inhabiting this physical body that is observing something, which makes it different than the ship, because the ship is entirely new parts, whereas you have slowly mended different parts. Rather than one full blank, right? Teleporting, rearranging all your atoms instantaneously to a new person. Every 7 years, you're new cells, but you're not every 7 years, all your cells instantly die, and then a new you is born. Over time, your cells die. Your cells are dying right now. Your cells are dying, and you're making new cells right now every second of every day. There's millions of cells that are dying and ones that are being born because they're splitting constantly. And over time, when you look back at it, yes, 7 years ago, you weren't the same you that you are now because there's a fully different set of cells that have existed. But through that time, you have still maintained that same conscious observation of the world around you and have been the same perceiver.
Original parts are gathered
A clone of you would not be the same perceiver because they would be inhabiting a different body.
and reassembled into a ship. Now, there are 2 ships, one composed entirely of new materials,
What
and
is
one
it,
made
Adam?
of the original components.
He just explained it.
All right, well, what about this? There's 2 ships now. Which one is the ship?
What do you mean? Oh, is that like the before and after?
Yeah. Like after you make the whole new ship, like using whole new parts, you make a ship with the old parts. Which one is the ship? The old parts or the new
I'm pretty
parts?
sure they're just saying the layer comes out because of the corroding.
Oh my gosh, shut your ass up.
This scenario showcases how definitions are artificial
fuck
and
does
not
that
as
mean?
stable as we think.
You're
Does the
saying
ship
What if I change my personality and my name? Then
Huh?
I'm pretty sure that's not what it's saying.
It's literally just that, bro.
original parts are gathered
a clone of you would not
my
be the same
God, but
perceiver
because
because they would
composed entirely of new materials, and one made of the original components. This scenario
Which one's the
showcases
ship?
how definitions are artificial and not as stable as we think. Does the ship
What if I change my personality and my name? Then you'll be known differently by other people. To them, you'll be a different person, like somebody going into witness protection program. But to everybody else, you're a different person. But to you, you're still the same individual. You're a different person in terms of personality traits and all of those other things. So who you act as may be different, right? Whether or not you're a good or a bad person can change. But you, as an individual, are still the same perceiver that you once were.
retain its identity despite having all its parts replaced? Which ship is the true ship of Theseus? Ethical egoism. Ethical
Answer, Joe
egoism
Bart.
is the
They're both, I mean, yeah, they're both his, because it's all his old parts and his new parts. But which one is
philosophical
actually,
theory that individuals
I
should
guess
always
so.
act in their own self-interest and have no regard for the consequences of their actions on others. This theory asserts that actions are only morally
I
right
changed
if
mine
they
to
benefit the
it's
individual.
I have
the same
BPD, incorrect because I am met.
It's the same shit. I changed my thoughts.
So the soap really got you, huh?
No, bro, I just thought about it. It's like,
dude,
just like, nah, slowly. Yeah, I agree with Joe. Not your fucking soap
bro,
shit.
it's okay. You get a bar of soap, right? You use it, the top layer comes off, but it's still the same soap, and it's a new layer of soap.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Bipolar
You changed
disorder
my
or
thoughts with
multiple
your soap
personality
theory.
disorder?
While performing them, emphasize ethical egoism.
I just like
Ethical
how he
egoism
described-
is the
What the fuck?
philosophical theory
wait,
that
no.
individuals should always act in their own self-interest and have no regard for the consequences of their actions on others. This theory asserts that actions are only morally right if they benefit the individual performing them, emphasizing that values like sympathy and altruism were an idea constructed by weak individuals who could not assert themselves in society. So they have
Yeah, that's some
shouldn't care about
idiot ass shit. You can make that argument in terms.
So you shouldn't care about anyone. So if I burn down this house,
It doesn't benefit you, dumbass.
yes it does.
How does you burning down a house
I can use
benefit?
the acid. I can make charcoal. And then I don't care about you.
I guess,
You
bro.
can burn down this house. Oh my god, I can use the ashes in my soil to get some better plants.
Ooh,
It would benefit me.
genius.
Of the noble senses and everything, with like what Friedrich Nietzsche would say about
a
like
bad
morality and how good and evil changed over time in terms of their definition. But the idea of what is
Morals
morally
are made by
right
weak
being only
people.
something that benefits yourself is fucking stupid. Because usually what benefits the group benefits the individual, because you have to rely on other people in modern society to succeed.
had to make up an entire moral
Unique
system
connections,
to
that's why you
justify
need
Going
be
back
there.
to what I was saying, where you can never actually get away from people in general. You will always be involved with one person or another. The mic that I'm talking through, the fucking camera that you see me through, everything has been made by another individual, regardless of whether or not I own it. Somebody took part in it. And if I start fucking over those people,
Can we
then I
go
fuck
to
over
art?
myself.
their incompetence.
Like me,
Ethical egoism argues that, like all other animals, we have a deep desire to secure our own survival,
Am I a
and we should not
philosophist?
deny it or act against it, as it would be unnatural and damaging to do so. Furthermore, ethical egoists argue that by pursuing their
dumb as
own
hell.
goals, individuals may also contribute positively to society, as their
I think this makes sense in terms
So
of like
if everyone
war,
did the same
where in like,
If
you know,
anyone
ancient
only wants
times
to
where you'd be
benefit
forced to go
themselves, it's
fight
good
for a
for
king,
society.
you're fighting for somebody else's goals that'll end up getting you killed.
Nah.
So people would make their own like electricity, get their own water, and like we wouldn't have like electrical power. We would just have to make that shit. Everyone would have to make their own thing.
I don't know.
So would that
Would the
increase?
Or like if you have a fucking kid, nah, I'm not gonna help him. You're gonna leave him alone.
Nah, but
And then
then
no one helps him? Because
maybe you-
everybody's always benefiting themselves.
maybe you
What if
help
you
him.
take it? What if you take it as this is my investment?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
This
say.
is my investment.
I should take care of this kid so when I'm older,
He'll
they
take care of
take
me.
care of me.
Like world peace if it was used momentarily,
ethical?
yeah. But if everybody was an
No.
ethical egoist
No,
and
you-
only cared
yeah,
about
my kid
themselves
is
in
just an
all
investment.
times, everybody would just be assholes.
Furthermore, ethical
Yeah.
egoists argue that by pursuing their own goals, individuals may also contribute positively to society, as their actions can lead to overall better outcomes for other people as well. Rocco's Basilisk. Rocco's Basilisk is a thought experiment suggesting that a future artificial superintelligence could be motivated to punish or torture individuals who knew about the possibility
If your mom ate pigs while being pregnant, those atoms could turn into your brain structure and reincarnate into your conscious right now. You don't even remember anything, but your atoms experienced that life. Are we pigs? Well, they transformed, so they've lost the energy and the conscious capabilities they
What?
once had.
What?
I don't know, bro.
Is
I
it
guess
saying like when the mom eats something?
don't eat pigs while you're pregnant.
No, what? Because the pig would just get like decomposed in stomach acid, and you would just keep the nutrients and the fucking memories would just.
So no, you wouldn't be that pig. You'd be a transformed version of that individual.
of its existence, but did not actively help in bringing it into reality. The purpose of this punishment
Joe Bart was Jack Doherty in another universe. No, I would be Jack Doherty in this universe, but just not right now. Actually, right now, but not in the conscious sense. We would all be the same individual being post-death, but you have no recollection of it. So you're just constantly getting split into different bodies. I don't believe in the egg theory. I'm just explaining it.
would be to incentivize
How does
You
that make
believe in egg
sense?
theory?
How
Like,
does
right now it'd be
anything
you.
make sense?
I mean,
How does that make
How-
sense? The
how-
fuck you mean? It's like whether or not you believe it. It's just a theory. It's the same thing as like believing in God. Like you can't. How does it make sense? Well, you can't prove it. It's just an idea. It's whether or not you believe in it.
people to support its development. Essentially, the AI might create virtual simulations
gonna go
where those who
crazy with
fail
that
to
thing.
assist in its creation are tortured. Esse
We
est
get
percipi.
canceled.
It means that everything
I need to rewind because I didn't fucking read this.
Rocco's
Oh,
Basilisk.
this is that shit where a computer is going to take over the world? Yeah.
The AI might create virtual simulations where those who fail
if
to
we're
assist
trying
in
to
its
put
creation are
morals into a computer, you're just gonna see that we're kind of fucking up there. I was thinking like, yeah, these guys gotta go.
Yeah,
Like Terminator.
I don't get what it's saying though. It's gonna make bad people.
tortured. Esse est percipi. It means that everything only exists if it's being perceived. For example, if you sit on a
I fucking hate this. Yeah, your
So
chair.
isn't that just saying like if a tree falls in the wood, doesn't make a sound?
And no one's around.
When no one's around, doesn't make a sound.
Is hollow, and this follows in with the theory that our universe is actually in a computer from another life form that's higher than us, because it's really hard for a computer to be able to generate the entire universe, but it's a lot easier for the computer to only have to generate things that are actively being perceived. So your desk is actually hollow until you decide to cut into it, and there's nothing behind me until I decide to look behind me. So
Everything.
Yeah.
So it's like
And even right now,
if I
is
had
the
my
room?
soap bar.
Oh my god! Shut the fuck up.
If I had my soap bar, it would be hollow. That's the top layer.
Or like even right now, does the other room right now exist right now? What's over there right now?
Mm.
So yeah, I'm thinking like, is there anything outside right now, or is it just like, is there
Is there
just like?
something about us? Is there not looking?
I'm looking.
Looks like
There's
we look.
nothing.
the only things that are actually
Oh,
being
shit.
perceived.
Isn't it like that one Rick and Morty episode?
Which
Like
one?
when they're in the simulation and they were like trying to run away.
Oh yeah, and it was like on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were computed,
That's probably
would be
what
the
our
things that
life
you
is like right
actively are perceiving. And there's no way to disprove it because it,
Well, we've
I mean,
all
that's
done
also like
this.
Schrodinger's cat. Like everything's both alive and dead. Not really. I think that's a little different. That's more like quantum theory.
a chair and stand up without looking at the chair has ceased to
Oh,
exist. Quantum immortality. Quantum immortality is a thought experiment stemming from the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. This theory suggests that a conscious being cannot experience their own death because there exist alternate realities where they continue to survive. The core concept proposes that every decision or event creates multiple branches of reality. In life-threatening situations, there will always be at least one version of reality where the individual survives. Therefore,
But that would just make so many possibilities. Because I can,
Well, there's infinite fucking universes, dummy. Oh shit, hold on.
because I can kill you right now. That's a possibility.
But in another world,
If you're
I
able to
fucking-
prove that
I killed
there's
you,
an infinite
man.
number of universes with an
I
infinite
killed
number
you,
of
man.
views that experience every possible thing that you could, there's always going to be a version of yourself in a given universe that lives forever.
when faced with danger, the individual's consciousness
I
only
I wanna
perceives
be in
there's
the- I
always
wanna
a
be in
version
the-
of you that
I want to be in a universe where I have a power.
We're just gonna skip that part.
Alright, bro. Come on.
We do have a power, healing.
Lame ass power. And you don't even hear.
Imagine if every cut bruise wouldn't heal. You would just have open wounds across your body.
I would just tape it together, bro. It's cool.
Flex seal.
Damn.
didn't die.
perceives outcomes in which they remain alive. As a result, quantum immortality implies that individuals would perceive themselves as immortal as they can never experience their own death. Philosophical zombies.
That's also like, some people perceive quantum immortality that you will never die because every version of you that would die, you won't consciously experience. I think it's more kind of understandable to say that there is a universe in an infinite set of universes where there's one you that does live forever.
Philosophical zombies are
What about old age? Well, you can't die. Dying of old age isn't a thing. When somebody says you died of old age, you probably died of a heart attack. Like you died in your sleep. Your heart stopped, right?
Liver
There's always a
failure
cause
and
of
shit
death.
like
The
that.
cause of death.
I can hear myself now from this year. I don't like that. I don't like that. Nah. I don't like that, bro.
I guess you can die from old age. It's just something fails.
You just stop.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to die from old age.
the
Well,
fucking
not like that.
mortician
Yeah, it's not like you
autopsy
reach
is never
fucking
old
80
age.
and
They'll tell you,
yeah,
yeah, he
yeah,
died
something
complications
has
due
to
to
do.
old age,
Oh,
which
the
is usually your
computer's
heart
dying, I think.
stopping or you had like an
Oh.
aneurysm or something like that.
me
But
that
there would
one.
always be a version.
Please give us just in one moment. %30%? It's dying, guys. It's dying. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, infinite possibility. And then probably oh. Bro, my stuff is so like good, bro.
In another world, you never brought up soda.
And then
I wish you were in another
in another world, I turned into a monster. And... that's not fun.
Alright, we're back.
Another world.
Version of you
I
that
could've
didn't
not
die.
have-
Natural
I could've
causes. Yeah, like natural causes of death.
are hypothetical beings that look and act like humans but lack conscious experience. These being philosophical
That
zombies.
internet theory.
Philosophical zombies are hypothetical beings that look and
That
act like
internet
humans
theory.
but lack conscious experience.
That's
These
what that
beings
is.
behave exactly as humans do, but they have no inner life, no subjective feelings or thoughts. The thought experiment challenges materialism, which holds that consciousness can be fully explained by physical processes in the brain. If it's possible to imagine a being that is physically identical to a human but lacks consciousness, then consciousness might not be fully explained by physical states. Zeno's paradox.
Well, I
What?
think philosophical zombies can. I think that there's two different types
I don't
of
get it.
But
Huh?
you
Well, I didn't get it.
that exist in your brain. You are one, kind of ever-forming individual, like a slime ball, but there's also an A and B version of you.
Like
There's a
something
you
that's
that
multiple.
lives everyday life and experiences, very basic things like your school and your conversations and playing video games and other things that you kind of turn your brain off for, where you're just kind of living in the present. And then there's a type B of you that can physically understand and perceive the conscious universe. and life and death and like deep shit. And there's a group of people that I think don't have B. I don't think that I'm better than anybody. I think the majority of people are able to experience genuine philosophical thought, but I think there are groups of people that don't think about anything meaningful their entire life, and they just live.
People who don't.
They just don't care. And you might know one of them, right? You can't really tell, but like you probably have people that give a shit. You probably have people that in your life give a shit about specific things. For the person that said black people, ban them because you're just a fucking racist piece of shit. I'm talking about you now, specifically. The guy that said that, you're a philosophical zombie because you're actually not understanding what I'm saying or actually trying to relate to it. You're just trying to make a joke about it. And you might think that's funny, but I'm actually trying to get to you on a deeper level and say that like you making that joke at this time kind of shows that you don't understand what I'm saying. You're a philosophical zombie. You're just gonna live your life and then die, and that's fine, you know. But it's like whatever. Like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't seem possible. What do you mean, bro? Saying he's mindless? I'm not saying he's mindless. I'm just saying he doesn't give a.
When you think about it, if there's a heaven and earth, you would have to be there eternally. It's like being immortal. You would have to be in the either one. For eternity. Forever.
Bro, don't. I don't like thinking about that shit.
Ending. Forever. So I'm not gonna lie, I think all I can hope is reincarnation.
That I don't like the idea of like just ceasing to exist. But like,
and then this is our only
chance. And I'm here spending my days.
Nothing else after this. Or just eternally at heaven, eternally in hell, or reincarnation.
Or this is our one chance.
Fuck about anything. Like there's people that exist that just don't care, and that's fine, right? Like live your own fucking life. But it's crazy to me that people can exist in the universe for a very niche and not niche, a very small amount of time and never once question like, damn dude, what the fuck is this? And they just exist. They enjoy their little things in the materialistic world. They only live in the present. They might be scared of death in a survivalistic sense just because they're animals, but not in a philosophical sense. Because you could be scared of dying in a pain physical way, and then you could be scared of dying in a genuine I'm going to cease to exist type of way. Aren't we all NPCs? I think you transition between being NPCs and not being NPCs, and some people live in that NPC world for longer. I think you have to live in that world to have fun. I think you can think about why you exist and life and death and fear about it, and I think it's always good to think about those things, but they can also consume people and drive them crazy, and you'll see that in a lot of philosophers that go mad. I think living in the present's good, because then you actually get to experience life, but at the same time you do have to take times to like step back and actually get everything. But yeah, for the guy that was just racist there, like come on bro, like you're just being a dick. Like I don't know, like I don't want to be like, oh, you're a philosophical zombie and like fucking insult you like that, but like bro, like I'm actually trying to make a genuine point, and instead of like you actually trying to listen to me, you're just like black people, loser energy.
The thought experiment challenges materialism, which holds that consciousness can be fully explained by physical processes in the brain. If it's possible to imagine a being that is physically identical to a human but lacks consciousness, then consciousness might not be fully explained by physical states. Zeno's paradoxes. Zeno's paradoxes are a set of thought experiments from the Greek philosopher.
I wouldn't know you're not fake. And I wouldn't know you're not real.
Fake it.
I can rip you apart.
For Zeno, who used them to argue that motion is impossible, or at least not what it seems. The most famous paradox to argue that motion is already fully explained by physical states.
What about all this?
Zeno's paradoxes. Zeno's paradoxes are a set of thought experiments from the Greek philosopher Zeno, who used them to argue that motion is impossible, or at least not what it seems. The most famous paradox is Achilles and the tortoise, which highlights the problems that come up when we think about dividing things into infinitely small parts. In this example, Achilles, a fast runner, is racing a tortoise, which is much slower. To make it fair, the tortoise starts ahead. Zeno argued that Achilles can never actually catch up to the tortoise because every time he reaches the point where the tortoise was, the tortoise has moved a little bit further ahead. Imagine walking towards a destination. To reach it, you'd first have to walk halfway there, and to walk halfway there, you'd first have to walk a quarter of the way there, and so on, creating an infinite number of steps and causing you not to be able to reach your destination. Problem of induction.
What?
What?
I mean,
Is that just in theory? Because I can walk over there and I'll make it.
I guess in theory.
I mean, yeah, you would have to keep going half to get to the point. But because it's infinitely many halves, how would you reach the point?
Problem of induction.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like that's more of just like a stupid. I don't like. I don't want to say I don't like talking about that stuff, but in the
Yeah,
same way, you know how there's people that like only like even numbers or odd numbers. You can make the argument that like wall 2 is an only like even numbers or odd numbers. You can make the argument that like wall 2 is an even number. It's the first even number, so it's an odd number. And then okay, well 4 is the second even number, so it's an even number of an even number, but it's also the
Is 0 even?
Shut your ass up in the monster video.
Is 0 even?
You can't divide it. No, no. You're welcome.
But everyone has 0. If I have an apple and I don't give a shit, and I don't give a shit, we equally have nothing.
But you can hand out equally. 0. Ooh. You can't cut it.
0 divided by 2?
I don't know. Define.
first, second even number, so that makes it an odd number. Like, it's still just like, now we're just talking about fucking stupid shit for no reason.
Induction, introduced by David Hume, questions how we can justify our belief that the future will resemble the past. For example, we expect the sun to rise tomorrow because it has risen every day before. However, Hume pointed out that there's no logical guarantee this will always happen. Just because some ever passed. For example, David Hume.
Just like, now we're just talking about fucking stupid shit for no reason.
Induction, introduced by David Hume, questions how we can justify our belief that the future will resemble the past. For example, we expect the sun to rise tomorrow because it has risen every day before. However, Hume pointed out that there's no logical guarantee this will always happen. Just because something has occurred many times doesn't...
There's no logical guarantee that that'll always happen. And I know I had to read David Hume fucking last year, but just because, yes, we are assuming that the sun will rise tomorrow because it's risen a million times prior, it is insanity to assume that it won't. If you lived your life doing things over and over, seeing the same repetitive result and not making a connection between them, that's insanity. And sometimes you can be making false connections between things, and that's where stereotyping results. But in the sense of like science, where you're testing things over and over.
It's only 6-minute walk.
Is that as closer?
Inside joke.
Is that as closer though? Like that? It's like. It's close.
Over and over and over again. If you were never to assume
Really
like,
close.
oh, if I
we could
combine ammonia and something, that'll make mustard gas.
Ooh, shit.
Maybe if I combine it again, it won't. You're insane. Like, yes, there's a statistical chance that one day that'll never happen. But realistically,
What?
it's always
Did
going.
you just read that?
No.
Joe already
one
talked
day
about his
that'll
cancer. The fuck are they talking about?
Ever happen. But realistically, it's always going to.
always happen. Just because something has occurred many times doesn't mean it will continue to do so. Any justification for this assumption relies on
it
past
only applies to
experiences,
something
which is
that's seeing
circular
somebody.
reasoning. If we say that we trust induction because it has worked in the past,
mean-
we are using
Okay. It's like saying maybe tomorrow the lights won't be on. Maybe tomorrow this computer's gonna break.
Exactly.
Maybe
But like, you can't be like,
maybe tomorrow my arm's gonna fall off.
yeah, but like, you can't really.
Exactly.
It's
you
like
can't-
for
you
certain
can't.
things. You can use this shit on certain things, like the sun rising.
Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna have cancer.
That
You
is a
have no
possibility.
Yeah, exactly. You have no idea.
induction to justify induction. This means
shit.
that our reliance on patterns in the world is based more on habit than on solid logical
Yeah.
grounds. The experience machine.
It's a base point to, like, I like Hume in how he tries to prove things from a very basic point without
Is it
previous
an
knowledge
original
kind of
video of Hume?
biasing it. But at the same time,
I don't
any
know.
philosopher
What?
that tries to prove shit a priori is still using bias because of the, back to what we're talking about, the fucking you are not free will shit, where you're still stuck in the same cyclical loop of other impact and bias shit.
I feel like
the
I'm pretty
back
free
to
in
what
my
we're
thoughts.
talking about, the fucking you are not free will shit, where you're still stuck in the same cyclical loop of other impact and biases put on your own life, to where you physically can't make reasoning without previous knowledge prior to it. Same thing with like even just base inventions. The life you live, the cars we drive, the planes you take, all of those things are kind of ever evolving and getting better and better, but that might not even be the best possible thing that could exist in that way, because we've grown up in a society with all of these other things that you're constantly taught about. You're never actually able to create something entirely unique that isn't just a reformation of something that already exists due to your own human
I was gonna tell you get him.
You didn't grab him?
I ran him over. Was like, oh, he's gonna go right now. I might have gotten him. I maybe.
Bro, let's pray.
perception. You're limited to that fact because you're only able to see and understand the world that's around you, but also through other experiments and things that exist already. Like, you use current math and current science to create new theories, new math, and new science, or understand it in a different sense, but you're biased based off of those things that already exist. Like, if the wheel was never created, it probably would in another way. I don't want to use the term the wheel. Say the iPhone was never created. It may have been created again, but in a better way or a different way. But there's no way of knowing.
Before, like, entertainment and consoles. Like,
Going outside, dumbass.
Every day?
You forgot about this?
Every day?
Well, still with your family, board games, all that shit. But
Holy
before,
fuck, every day. It's like, okay, it's like playing games every day. I don't even remember what I used to do as a kid because I didn't have a phone.
I used to watch
TV.
just TV. Every day.
Yeah.
And every now and then I would go outside to play with my dog, like play fetch.
I think one time I was so bored I turned on the hose and I was like, oh yeah, water,
Oh yeah.
water park today, and then I kind of
Yeah, used to play with the.
And it's like,
That because we are already
we have
stuck
nothing to do.
historically knowing the knowledge of how phones were created.
The experience machine is a thought experiment proposed by philosopher Robert Nozick to challenge the idea that pleasure and happiness are the only things that matter in life. In this scenario, imagine a machine that can provide you with any experience you desire. You could feel immense joy, love, success, or any other pleasurable sensation, all while being completely unaware that these experiences are simulated. Nozick asks whether you would choose to plug into this machine for the rest of your life. Many people intuitively reject the idea of living in the experience machine, preferring real life with its struggles and hardships over an artificial existence filled with pleasure.
Well, and then that's more artificial existence based on pleasure would be more attuned to like a drug addict, because you're artificially pumping your brain with serotonin and other things that make you happy, and you have no duality to actually appreciate the happiness that you're perceiving. Like, if you could always be pumped with serotonin, you would be
I mean, if that's all you had,
For your entire life.
just happiness,
Yeah, for sure you would burn out.
you'd because you wouldn't be able
Let
to
me feel
experience
sad,
anything
please.
else. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to be like, oh my god, my dad just died. Be all happy.
What? But I'm still happy.
So happy this happened.
happy, but you
Or
wouldn't
is
be
it
happy
like-
in the same
Like nothing bad would happen to you.
But you're like in a simulation, no? That's what it said.
sense of something as when you achieve it.
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked.
Yo, Joe Bart, remove your ad, bro.
Unlock
This rejection suggests that there are values beyond mere pleasure, such as authenticity, relationships, and the pursuit
Yeah.
of genuine achievements. Moral anti-realism.
Bro, like,
Moral anti-realism
That on
is
that,
the
bro, like-
philosophical view that there are no objective moral
yeah.
I don't know what you said.
Like that on that shit, like when we get money from our business, man, like, that's a good feeling.
You have a card on you?
truths or values independent
At
of
the end of
human
the day.
beliefs and opinions. According to
Like
this
that, bro,
perspective,
like-
moral statements do not describe
Like,
facts about the
you-
world,
like,
but are
doing all
instead
that work
expressed.
and then making the money at the end, like yesterday.
But we're-
Get that thing.
We're so underbidding. Remember that one time that guy went? Bro, he probably was charging like 50.
Yeah. And he
And
was
we
like,
were charging 30.
and I was like,
He's like, oh my god, I'm gonna get these fucking bitch ass kids.
Should a new base be
expressions of
35?
our attitudes or preferences. For example,
it
if
should.
someone says,
I mean,
killing people is wrong, a
I
moral
would say that's
anti-realist would
35.
argue that
yeah,
this
30.
statement doesn't reflect an absolute truth.
I mean, you-
Instead,
30
it
either,
expresses
but-
a social consensus or
We
a
were
personal
going
belief.
first.
I
The
like
second
that.
was like
I
something
think
was
that
simple.
is, I can
Yeah.
agree with that because morally we would
It was
all
super
agree that, yeah, killing people's wrong. But based on the society that you live in and where you are, like where you're from, other moral truths change. And even throughout time, they change. And killing's wrong in what sense? Because sometimes killing people in self-defense isn't wrong because they were attacking you first. And then you get into a whole argument of like specifics depending on situation, but also just recognizing the fact that universally morality only applies to humans. And therefore, universally, morals can't exist. Definitive moral truths can't exist
Like what I
because
was
they
telling
only
you about
apply
the
to humans.
cat
They don't
eating all
apply
the
to
birds and
everything,
shit.
only us. And we didn't exist fucking 100,000 years ago, at least in the sense of
I
modern.
don't understand.
Well, I don't know.
Is it saying that?
Is this like about morality, like killing? I don't get what
Is
I
it
forget.
saying what? What? I don't know.
I don't know what we were talking about. I'm just saying that, like, oh yeah, moral. Oh, how morals are
Of
unrealistic.
genuine achievements. Moral anti-realism.
I don't know.
Moral anti-realism is the philosophical view that there are no objective moral
Yeah.
truths or values independent of human beliefs and opinions. According to this perspective, moral statements do not describe facts about the world, but are instead expressions of our attitudes or preferences.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, morals has become a thing because
Only
someone
humans have
thought of it,
morals.
yeah. I would say something. You think? Oh yeah, the fucking.
The cat who kills every fucking bird on my street.
Well, yeah, that's just the way they have to do it to live.
Yeah, well, the moral that you don't have to kill. It's like,
They don't have another.
especially,
choice.
bro.
It's like killing. It's like we're killing like cows and pigs and stuff to get the meat to eat because we need it,
Okay.
which is morally okay because we need it. But killing a person is bad because we're not
Like, you
gonna
don't
eat
need
them,
to.
yeah. But killing someone in self-defense, like we heard.
Yeah.
For example, if
I don't
someone
know.
says, killing people is wrong, a moral anti-realist would argue that
You change. Fence isn't wrong because they were attacking you first. And then you get into a whole argument of like specifics depending on situation, but also just recognizing the fact that universally morality only applies to humans. And therefore, universally, morals can't exist. Definitive moral truths can't exist because they only apply to humans. They don't apply to everything, only us. And we didn't exist fucking 100,000 years ago, at least in the sense of modern humanity.
belief. The idea is that actions like killing are
What about racism? When is that ever right? It's not. Racism is morally. I love when I go over this because then they try to be like, oh, so you're saying that racism is okay? Oh, so you're saying that murder's okay? No, I'm not saying that's okay. I
one-
obviously disagree
I
with
don't
that.
think any
I'm
other
saying,
species
and
do
also
racism
racism
other
is
than
just
humans.
off of human flaw
And
and then also
Oh, like
stupidity
color.
on not
Yeah, I was thinking,
recognizing that sometimes humans
That's
naturally
like species,
stereotype
right?
things into groups because that's what you do logically as an individual trying to survive in the world. People that are racist are stupid and fail to see that just because you had a bad experience with one individual person that falls into a categorical group of an individual doesn't mean that all people fall into that category. Racists didn't as an example, racists were either raised to be racist. You're not born racist. Racists were either raised to be racist or had an experience that made them racist and
But then
failed
how
to
did it start?
Bad experience with a person.
see
And
that not
you-
all
you
people are
can
the
say-
fucking same. And so that's its own thing. Outside of that, morally, on racism, sexism, and whatever all these other things are, universally, we live in a society where morals need to exist for us to function. But on a universal level outside of Earth, morality has no fucking reign in anything. Because outside of humans, what the fuck matters on you stealing bread from a store? It has no meaning. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it only applies to us in specific settings.
not inherently good or bad. Rather, we label them as such based on cultural norms.
Think aliens are real? This crazy take here, but can pop up.
What do you think? I feel like hopefully they are.
Yeah, cool. I think they have to be. But do you think they would be nice? Like, would they be us?
Would we be
Just-
nice? Let's say we went to another
But they would be like advanced to be able to get to us, right? So they would
Yeah.
have better weapons. That would just make us fearful again.
Yeah.
And then we would start trying to bomb them.
Immediately nuke them.
But if there's nothing, we're alone. Then
It's just us.
Holy fuck. It's just us in this whole fucking...
society.
Is it
The egg.
racist if it's a
I'll
statistical
be
fact?
reborn as a
If
fucking
you're going to
alien.
bring up that
Oh.
black people commit the majority, like if you're going to say that statistic, well, how does 1% of the population commit over half the crimes? Yeah, that's racist because you're not factoring in the knowledge
Yeah, no one
that
else
black
makes sense.
people specifically have been shut down in society through slavery in modern times to where they live in more impoverished areas and more motivated to commit crimes.
Like they have
Black
to because
people
of
genetically
the
are not more likely to commit crimes. The areas that they're in and the lives that they have, specifically in genuine groups, may up levels of crimes committed in general areas, but you're also not factoring in poverty and other things that motivate people to commit those crimes because of the society that they've lived in.
If
Black
you think
people
about it, like, you know how back then parents were just bad against kids and wives, right? Then the kids would always, probably, most likely, when they had their own kids, would want to be better than their own father. And that just keeps going down the line, right?
I feel like at a point though, like if you're too nice to your kid, they're gonna be assholes.
Isn't that what we're living in now?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because now people don't really want to fucking hit their
Yeah,
kids.
the fucking gentle parent.
Yeah, gentle parenting, and then they're like, I don't want this fucking tablet. And they break it.
And they're like, okay, I'll get you the new iPhone.
Okay, don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
do not commit more crimes than white people
I don't know about
on a
like
personality.
hella hitting them.
Obviously, don't beat the shit out your kids, but like you have to show them. You have to be like,
Dominant.
you have to be firm.
Dominant.
You have to be like stern, not like.
Basis.
beat your ass
If
'cause
you're
you
going to
didn't
say
do your green bean.
statistically they do, that is only because
SNL
of
reference.
impoverished areas in the lives that they've been given because of the implications that have been put on them through, what is it called? Systemic racism. They've been given a shit hand and therefore live in that shit hand and are more likely to commit crimes if they're impoverished, living in areas where they have to survive. If you were to take a group of people and put them in an impoverished area, they're likely to commit more crimes because they have not been helped in the way that they need to be. But if you meet a black guy on the street and you say to his face, he's
Like
more
our boy
likely to
Rocky.
commit a crime than you, you're
I don't think
fucking
he's ever committed a
racist.
crime.
Yes, whatever statistical fact you're going to throw is clouded by the idiocy of yourself
it's
to not
stolen?
recognize
I
why
got
that
stolen.
fact is in existence.
Okay, but
Not
like an
because
actual
black
crime.
people are genetically more likely to commit.
Bro, nah, like, bro, like,
So you're saying stealing from a store is the same as stealing from a bank?
no. That's why I said an actual crime. I know you haven't stolen from nothing like $500. Like stealing something like $5, that's not really like stolen. That's like,
I
Commit a
I've
crime,
probably stolen
that's
enough from your house.
Stupid to say that. You know it's
See, that's
stupid
a
to say
crime,
that.
bro.
Societal
Okay.
agreements or individual feelings. The paradox
You're taking a fact
Oh my
at face
God, bro.
value and not looking into why that fact is the way it is.
of tolerance. The paradox of tolerance, created by philosopher Karl Popper,
Oh my God. Sorry I got off that. I'm not saying that's what you're assuming, by the way, but when you're saying, is it racist if it's statistically true? That's the most fucking racist shit anybody ever says. When
What
they're
are they
like,
talking
oh,
about?
well, what about this? And they always bring up a stat of like black people committing more crimes.
wait, what
Oh
the
my God, what
This
the
is the
fuck
wrong
is this?
track. Wait, what did it start with?
Morals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how morals are created because racism started because it was off like a bad experience with the person.
And then
with
someone
the
said
color
the
person.
statistic.
And then they would pass it down to their like generation and be like, yeah, they were bad. So you should be the bad to them too. That's how racism kind of thing. And they were turned as slaves because they wanted to exploit them. Just like, I don't know.
Crimes, but then you're not going into income inequality and like other poor people commit more crimes than rich people. That's just like, and I'm not.
That's an obvious.
Don't like billions fucking.
Oh yeah.
The,
I mean, it's, like crimes, they do like legal
acting,
crimes, not like really illegal, but like
acting.
they get away with it because they have money, basically.
Yeah, but it's not recorded.
Then you have to go into general
Like
cities
fashion-
and groups and
fashion
why these
fire
people
that shit.
are living the way they are, and it all roots back to
That
them
really
giving
does.
getting dealt a fucking shit hand
Yeah.
hundreds of years ago,
Yeah.
and now they can't get out of it.
Power
And even
state
modern
thing.
systems today.
the paradox of tolerance.
What about tax evasion? I'm talking about crimes in the sense that racist white people would get upset about. Rich people commit a lot of crimes. white rich people commit a lot of crimes. They commit a lot of white-collar crimes. And those people are going to use statistically violent crimes, which are usually the ones that they're going to try and pin on black people because they're fucking racist. But, yeah.
The paradox of tolerance created by...
What are white-collar crimes? Tax evasion, fraud, insider trading, money laundering, shit like that. You're not hurting people or robbing or committing that, but you're using the system in an illegal way to benefit.
Money laundering would work because you would need the money to buy the business. And like, how,
You can take a loan. You take out a loan, you buy a business, and then you like pretend like hella people are
yourself.
coming in and buying something.
Love
And then you
Roblox?
pay off the loan.
Earn Roblox digital gift
then
cards
boom.
with Microsoft Rewards. Sign up.
The paradox of tolerance.
play the game a
The
lot.
paradox of tolerance,
Roblox?
created by
The-
philosopher Karl
yes,
Popper,
Roblox, the
examines the
backstabbing
limits of a
vaccine.
tolerant society. Popper argues that a truly tolerant society should not tolerate intolerance, because if a society extends tolerance to those who are intolerant, it risks
Okay.
allowing intolerant groups to gain power.
Alright,
And
that's
Iker
fine.
argued
You
in
know
a
way
it.
to
It's like
benefit yourself.
bro,
the
it's like-
paradox of tolerance. The paradox of tolerance, created by philosopher Karl Popper, examines the limits of a tolerant society. Popper argues that a truly tolerant society should not tolerate intolerance, because if a society extends tolerance to those who are intolerant, it risks allowing intolerant groups to gain power and suppress the very freedoms that enable a tolerant environment. For example,
Do you get it? So you should
So you should stay enclosed and not talk to anyone else, because then you're there like more.
let me listen to the example.
if a tolerant society allows hateful ideologies to flourish, those ideologies could undermine the rights and freedoms of others, which creates a
Like cultures, when cultures make, like if these guys have their own culture, and if they let in these people's culture, it's gonna create a whole new culture. But if they stay together and don't mess with them, then their cultures will stay different.
dilemma. If a society tolerates all viewpoints, including those that advocate for intolerance or violence, it may ultimately lead to the destruction of tolerance itself. Popper
I mean, that's just getting into the argument of fucking free speech right now, where people are like, oh, I should be able to say anything I want. Yeah, but you're also harming others depending on what you're saying.
suggests that in order to maintain a
Like, you have the right of free
What?
speech, but you also have the right to get your fucking ass kicked if you say some fucked up shit. Like,
tolerant society, it is necessary to take a stand against intolerant beliefs and actions.
that's why I hate those videos on Twitter. Like, that's the whole free speech thing. Like, yeah, I believe that you should have free speech. But in the same sense, like, I hate seeing those videos where it's just some motherfucker just spewing slurs at somebody and the guy can't do anything because if he touches him, he's going to get arrested for assault when the other guy's literally just spewing hate crime.
Even if this means limiting the freedom of those who follow them. The knowledge argument. The
I think
knowledge
it-
argument, often illustrated by the thought.
How? I
What?
just told you the culture.
I didn't really
example, bro.
understand.
It's like when
It doesn't.
Ron, explain it again,
Okay.
bro.
No.
It's gonna create.
Nah, it's cool.
Thought experiment.
I
Hate
know.
speech isn't
Well,
free
it's not
speech.
like
If you
culture.
look at a lot of instances where somebody, like say a white guy, walked up to a black dude and just started screaming the N-word at him, and the black guy punched him in the face and fucking broke his jaw, white guy's off scot-free, black guy's getting arrested.
Known as Mary's Room, was proposed by philosopher Frank Jackson, who created a scenario in which a girl named Mary is a brilliant neuroscientist who knows everything there is to know about the physical aspects of color, but she lives in a black and white room and has never experienced color herself. One day, Mary leaves her room and sees a red apple for the first time. The knowledge argument poses the question, does Mary learn something new about color when she sees the apple? Jackson argues that
Like
she
she
does,
learns how it
because
looks.
Yeah, she will learn that
How the color
that
looks.
apple is red. She will learn that the apple is red and not about the color.
although Mary had all the scientific knowledge about how color perception works, her experience of seeing color for the first
Yeah,
time
like,
provides
if she was still stayed in that room and someone was like, an apple, what color do you think it is? She'll probably just make it another color.
her with new information
wouldn't
that she
know.
could not have known while confined to the black and white room. This thought
I think that also just applies to the job world too. Like being able to learn something versus actually experiencing it
Yeah.
yourself. Like you might know how something works, but then when you actually have to fucking do it, it's a lot harder.
experiment suggests that there are non-physical aspects of
Yeah.
knowledge, specifically the
Bro, you're
subjective
really
experiences of
confusing.
I don't know,
perception.
bro. I agree
The
with
infinite
It's
monkey
like,
theorem.
Good.
The infinite monkey
Like you don't really know something unless you like really apply what you learned.
Like if I didn't know this can was blue, someone told me. Oh shit, I can't put the label on
Yeah, bro.
there. I got the
theorem is a
fucking-
thought experiment that suggests that given an infinite amount of time, a monkey
The monkey will write the entire works of Shakespeare.
randomly pressing keys on a typewriter or keyboard would eventually type out any given text, such as the complete works of William Shakespeare, helping to understand how long infinity really
yeah,
is.
actually.
If you want to discuss
like,
this video or
like-
Well,
suggest an
that's not even.
The entire
Infinitely.
thing in a row.
Infinitely. It is a possibility that monkey would somehow be able to choose and just those numbers or letter numbers.
I mean, I guess
Letters.
if you have infinite time, you could write
Infinite
anything.
possibilities. It's infinite possibility. You'll be able to some possibility you'll be able to write anything.
Infinite time. Yeah.
That's why
That's crazy to think about though. That
infinite, holy fuck.
you're just typing. I guess.
In a theory, that's just
Take that
true.
same
If
idea
you
of
had
infinity
something
instead of-
randomly,
instead of
not even a
that.
monkey, if you just had a computer randomly press buttons for an infinite amount of time, they would type up every work that's ever been made. Because eventually there would be a time where all the letters they typed in consecutive order matched word for word something else. That's just probability.
Good video. Alright, subscribe to Joe Bart. I'll give him
Bro,
a
he
like.
was, bro, look at this, bro.
Pretty good
He
video.
was taking our takes, and this was the year.
Pretty good. Bro, let me like it. Let's read the comments.
Oh hell no.
The deep about a hit with this. Huh? Oh, sleep. I can't see. It's pretty
Holy
far from.
fuck. Joe's chat is generally stupid for his one. What are we doing?
We're
not
reading chat, bro.
Holy-
This is what he does. I mean, this is what we do at the
Who
end of
does
our.
this? I believe that cancer disguises is better than parasite.
I believe that cancer describes us better than parasite.
We are meant to be here, but we're
Yeah.
doing too much. Literally cancer.
That's a good
Oh yeah,
take.
isn't cancer pretty much just when a cell keeps duplicating itself too much for the body,
Yeah.
and then it overtakes it? Like if I had like a skin cell that like just kept duplicating, it would just create my whole hand into a skin. Is that what that's saying? Like if I had like stomach cancer, would the cells be still like would it be duplicating too much until like my inside becomes stomach?
Alright.
And then that's like
That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching. How let's do our outro.
our outro. I have no idea what that is. You mean our business outro?
It's the same. This is our like our thing, our gimmick.
Our gimmick.
What they can hear us.
That sure. Oh my god, I pulled a metal shit on my ear. It
Alright, that was a good video, wasn't it?
was a good
We
take.
had some good takes, good takes.
The soap was a good take.
No.
Yes,
Alright.
soap was a good take.
Later, guys. How do we end this?